Every year, young people enter quarries uninvited and are killed or seriously injured. In 2009, 4 teenage boys lost their lives in quarry accidents. This is the story of 2 of them, Ryan Walker and Jay Harris. 15-year-old Ryan Walker from Derbyshire died while swimming in a disused quarry on a hot, sunny day. Ryan was spotted crying for help at 3 p.m. on Sunday afternoon, and the emergency services were alerted. They recovered his body nearly 6 hours later. 18-year-old Jay Harris fell to his death when walking in a quarry with friends. He was close to the quarry edge when the ground gave way beneath him and he fell 100 feet. His friends were only feet away and watched in horror. 2 of his friends suffered from hypothermia following their attempts to rescue him.
In the morning, he'd phoned his friends, and it was a lovely, hot, sunny day, 31st of May 2009, and he decided, him and his friends, to go out. He told me that he was going to go to the Blue Lagoon.
On April 14th last year, unfortunately, my son John Joe fell into a quarry in Nuneaton and unfortunately passed away. And changed our lives forever, really, basically.
I heard fire engines and helicopters, but never thought nothing about it. I just assumed there would been a bad accident. Then my partner Jason came home. He got a phone call off his boss to say that Ryan had gone underwater at this Blue Lagoon and he'd not come back up.
The last year is, well, I can only say it's been like a living nightmare, and unfortunately you're never going to wake up from it. And every day you think you're going to get better, but nothing changes, you know, and really life's just not the same.
I feel it, you know, it's awful. I'm going to miss every part of his life. I mean, this Tuesday he'd be 16, you know, he'd be getting a moped, he'd be leaving school this year. You know, he's not going to get to do any of those things ever. Every day it breaks my heart that he's not here.
I'd just come back from my nan's, literally about an hour. I'd met them, they ended up going to the quarry. They'd been doing it for a few days before, I think. I'm sure that's what they'd been doing. But it's just, they wanted to go up there, went with them. Just walking around the quarry, and then we got to like the bit where it happened, and it was just, I don't know, he must have just stepped too far forward and just gave away under him. He was on the edge and seeing him go down, wasn't very nice. Seeing his eyes, look in his eyes, it's horrible.
You know, he liked to have fun. He was the same as any other young lad, and he lived, you know, on the edge. You know, he liked doing things on his ped. He'd go a bit faster than the speed limit. You know, all them sort of things. You know, he wasn't without risk, but he wouldn't have put himself in a position where he thought that it was a bit of life-threatening risk. You know.
I just wish we could have thought about what was going to happen beforehand and don't to be able to turn back time. But you really do need to think about not just what might happen to you, but what effect it's going to have on everyone else. Not just the fact that you could injure yourself or lose your life, but how devastating it is to your friends and family and the effect it's going to have on your community that you live in. Your circle of friends, not just your close friends, but it's affected not just everyone that we him every day, but it's affected everyone. Even people that didn't know him as well, it's still devastating for him because he was just that much of a character. You really do need to think about the effect it will have on other people.
Like when you're having a chat and a laugh, there'll be that one moment where you're like, yeah, Jay should be here and he should have put a word in there, do you know what I mean, sort of thing. You just, you know, you definitely miss him.
Well, when we go on like little trips, like little drives, like down to Skegness, things like, you're just like, oh, Jay should be here with us now. Like, I remember going to Skegness a few times with him, and Great Yarmouth and the laughs like you have down there with him. Just the way he is, it's hard to explain the way he was, wasn't it? He's just such a funny person, like unique to himself. Like wherever he was, if Jay was there, he just like, oh, you just have a little laugh, like.
Just when it first happened, that was the worst bit about it. Just crying myself to sleep and stuff every night. Then obviously it's still really upsetting now, but I've got to live my life really, but I think about him every day. And still like praying stuff to him, like think he's there up there and stuff. So
probably a lot of parents are in that situation where the child tells them they're going somewhere and they assume it's okay because they're going with loads of mates, which he did that day. He did go with quite, over 20 mates.
But we didn't know that. We didn't realise that Jay did go up to this quarry because it's quite away from our house. It's at the other end of the town.
So, when they're together, you assume that they're going to be safe, but in Ryan's case, no.
Me personally, I think you can't stop young people enjoying themselves. You can't stop them being adventurous. But if they know all the dangers and they're aware of the dangers and they do think before they do it, I think there's a chance that it won't happen again. But you'll always get the one who seems to think they know better, and they will do it, won't they?
Well, you can stop people going there with the awareness that you give out, but I don't think you'll stop everyone going. But they just need to, if they think about doing it, then they need to be careful and think about the consequences that are going to happen.
I thought, well, this is my opportunity to say just how devastating these sort of accidents can be, and I'll do all I can to help you if it means someone else doesn't have to go through what we have as a family and as Jay's friends have gone through.
Join our Facebook group, Stay Safe, Stay Out of Quarries. Share the message. It may save someone you know.